Hello everybody, welcome to Delft Junction. Welcome to my part 2 of my Diorama build. I've done all the gluing. I've glued the plastic card for the lakes. Well, sorry, ponds, but too small for lakes, aren't they? That's all glued down nicely. I've cut the ramps for the guards going up to the top section, and I've done the plaster bandaging. I managed to, where that ramp was going up to the top section, there was a big step there. I think I've managed to cure it with a plaster bandage, and I'm going to show you a little bit what I'm going to do to the road. I've changed my mind on that again, but I'll explain that in the vlog anyway. But during the vlog, at the end, last sections, I've got a bit of mic feedback. It's a cheaper mic I use. Sorry about that. But hope it doesn't disturb it too much. Okay, I'll get on with it then, shall I? Well, this is the next bit where the old copy duct has glued it all down. I have done a little test run around here, cut a few bits off, but what I'm doing now is the embankments. I put a fair slope, I don't know if you can see it, I put a fair slope on it already, but I've just got to finish it off. I would advise doing this outside rather than me choking on the fumes. But basically all you do is you just cut it down, put a bit more embankment on this bit, make it a bit more slopey. I don't want it too far in, otherwise you lose too much scenics. But that's roughly what, what a trackside embankment looks like. Because on the track, I'm making it slope, so it goes round on the track. But on the garage side, sort of along here, I want it horizontal. So I'm going to add a wall and things like that to this. Same with the road side. I'm going to not do that down here. I'm going to keep this horizontal so I can add walls and brickwork and, against the road sort of thing. But for the embankment, I just wanted a bit of a slope. Got this lower section to do. I can still make a bit of an embankment along here. You see that probably, it's not going to be so steep, this one. The old wire cutter goes through nicely. So, excuse me, it's a bit fumy, make me sneeze. Bit more there. So you can do as much as you like. If you want a really steep embankment, then you make it steeper. But I'll get on with that. I've got to build a roadway up here from the roadway to the upper section. I'm going to build my scenics. I don't want to go too far in over here, otherwise I lose too much. But that's my embankment for the rail side anyway. Okay, we'll get on with that anyway and I'll come back to you. Right, this is the next stage. I've made my roadway. I've got to make that ramp a bit better. Probably use a bit of modelling clay in that, make it smoother. But I've had to keep the roadway quite skinny because if I make it too big, I'm losing scenics. But give you for instance of sort of size of it, that's a sort of double O car, so it's got plenty of room to go up there. Be a car park somewhere up here. Done the lakes. Gonna get some water, but where I do the lakes, the sills, so the water doesn't go out, I use a bit of plastic card. Got my plastic card, and I put that underneath. So that goes underneath like that. Then I mastic around here before I do any plaster bandaging or anything like that to seal all this up, so none of the pretend water will leak out. I'll do that now anyway, but what I'll do, I use the normal Copydex favourite glue. Yep. And give that a go round. So it's the way I find it works. It seals it so you don't get any of the pretend water leak out anywhere and go all over your layout. So what I'm going to do is just going to put this Copydex on, glue it to the polystyrene, then go over it with the silicone. And it seems to work. I've done it a few times now. The silicone. A lot of people don't use it, but I do. Just give it a rough going over with the old Copydex. So it glues down. It doesn't have to be fantastically glued down. Then get the plastic sheet. Get it all lined up with this nicely, so you've got no bits going over. That's it, that will go nicely in there, like that. Press it down. Make sure nothing's sticking out because the old plastic sheet is quite hard. Got a bit of Copydex in here, but not to worry. And what I'll do is I'll go around with the old silicone gum. Seal all this off. Where is it? There it is. So a bit of Copydex and a bit of silicone. So go around all the way around. Let's see if it comes out. If it's not stuck. Trouble is, if you don't use these often enough, the old silicone gets a bit naff inside. I'll have to come back to that. Okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. Right, take two with the silicone gun. So I had to cut the end off, make it bigger, but should go all the way around now. I'll go all the way around with the silicone. That'll be a nice seal for when I do the pretend water. Get it all the way around. Doesn't matter about all the whiteness and that, but it's all going to be painted and made it into a lakey type thing. And go around this side. And this adds a really good seal. You haven't got to worry about it all leaking out anywhere. Trouble is, this silicone, it's really messy stuff. Not the best stuff to work with. Used to use it doing the kitchens and bathrooms with my mate. It does work. It does last a few years and all. Get it all the way around. I don't know if you can see this. I'm not looking at the camera at the moment. That's it's got it mostly anyway. And just dab it around with your finger just to seal it off. Some people wet their fingers, but with this modern day silicone, it's got an antifungal stuff in it, and I don't think it does your insides any good. But you can have a little bowl of water, I suppose. But as long as I've got a seal around the joins, that's all I'm concerned about. And then doesn't matter if it's all lumpy and bumpy, because that's what the bottom of a lake looks like, doesn't it? A pond, lake. Get it all the way around. Then once this is all dried off, then it's all ready for plaster bandaging. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but it's all sealed all the way around now. and that's all ready for plaster bandaging. Then when I put the pretend water in, it won't leak out. Got this Copydex to the base. Just make sure there's no little gaps or anything. They're not very good on your fingers. Years ago, people used to lick their fingers and make it all smooth, but it's got an antifungal stuff in them now, so I wouldn't advise it. And that's it, and that's that stage done. Obviously, with this road bit here, it's a little bit naff at the moment, but I'm going to use a bit of sort of modelling clay, smooth that out. I've got my ramp from the road, so we're going to go up there, and that stage now, I've just got to wait for things to dry, so I can't do any more at the moment. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed that anyway, that bit. Right, here we go. It's all glued up now. All the mastics all got dry in here. Really sort of sealed it nicely along here. But this is now the messy part, plaster bandaging. I don't think I've got enough plaster bandage, but I'll go with it. I've got some more coming tomorrow. Stuff I use is this cheap stuff from Amazon. You can get woodland scenic stuff, but it's so expensive. But we'll start with the bottom bit. I won't show you all of it, otherwise it'll bore you. I'll just do a bit of it, then I'll come back when it's all done. Just sort of go around, make sure it's all flat. What I do is I smooth it out so it gets all nice and smooth, and the old plaster can get into it properly. So just dip it in the water. Don't need to soak it for any length of time, just dip it in, then put it over. So it might take a bit of faffing about. I always say flapping, it's faffing, isn't it? Smooth it all out. This is the way I do it. Make sure all the little holes sort of gone. And the ramp, I've got the ramp up here. It's a little bit naff, but I'm going to plaster bandage over that to see if that can take it out. If it doesn't, then I'll just get a bit of modelling clay, smooth that all off. Let's say, go over it all. So I'll only show you a few bits. And got the little pondy bits, little lake pond. Not really a lake, is it? A couple of little ponds. Get it over. Using my wife's towel. Don't think she's very happy with it actually. Let's get the plaster bandage right in the corners. Smooth it out. So this is all going to be pretend water when I get it. I haven't ordered it yet. Get that over so it meets down the bottom. Then just get it all in the corners. Get it all stuck in there. Because when this goes hard, it's makes a nice job of it. And don't forget, I've got my mastic. I've done my mastic, so this is all sealed. It's not going to leak anywhere. And just smooth it over. Doesn't have to be fantastic on this bit, because this is going to be a nature bit, woody bit, and things like that. Doesn't matter if there's a few wrinkles in it. Try and get them out if you can, of course. I'll continue on with this and show you after I've done it. Okay, I won't put it in time lapse as still go on too long. Okay, this with the plaster bandages is going to take forever to dry, so this will be the last bit on this part 2. Just make sure it's all stuck in nicely, and we'll come back to that when I've finished it. Okay. Right folks, that's all the messy bits done. Just got to wait for it to dry off now. So it takes a bit of time, but you can see it's all been plaster bandaged. A whole lot of it. A little bit messy. I've cleaned up, believe it or not. And then once it's all dry, next stage is painting it. But it's got to be really dry for it to paint. And that'll be the next stage on it. So it wasn't a bad job. I like the old messy plaster bandaging. Also, what I'm going to do, this roadway here, I was going to make it a rough and ready country road, but I've decided to tarmac it. I did it with my town area and it looks really nice. And what I'm using is this, wet and dry. It's the P800. It's quite a fine one, and obviously it don't look very good now, but once it's all done and get lines down the middle and things like that, it should look all right. So it was going to be a country road, all lumpy and bumpy and gravelly and things like that, but I decided to make it tarmac. So the next stage will be plaster bandaging, the painting, and then once that's all dry, another one got to wait to dry with paint. I'm going to start, might be able to get on with the scenics, do all the grassy bits and that. I've got to get some pretend water for this yet, but it's starting to take shape now. I mean, it doesn't look much now, it looks a bit naff at the moment, but once it all gets done, it's got quite a nice area here. And that'll be the next one. But I'll say I've got to wait for all this to dry now. So this will be the end of part 2. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, folks. Come with me part 3. See what happens. And you all stay safe out there. Okay, bye for now.